Okay, today's exciting instalment in development coaching and sports psychology, group dynamics. Okay, so really good quote here from Michael Jordan. And it comes up. Okay, talent wins games, teamwork and intelligence win championships. So you may get it where one-off inspirational performances can win you the odd game, but that's not generally going to happen across the course of a season. Okay, so you need people to step up to the plate at various points, which involves teamwork. Okay, so with that in mind, this is what we're looking at today: group development and how we can actually use that in real life and practice. So, what's the difference between a group and a team? Okay, so pause this by all means if you want to go and find that out for yourselves. As I suspect, most of you are just going to wait for the answer. So here it is. Group members might depend on each other to pursue common goals, such as an exercise class or a degree course. Okay, but they're not necessarily interdependent to do that. Okay, so it might be more of a social thing, interpersonal attraction. Okay, sure you can think of lots of groups you belong to. This group, for example, I don't know what other groups you might be in. Think for yourself. And a team, on the flip side, is a group of people who must depend on each other for success. So they have common objectives and goals. Okay, so there tends to be more collective identity, structured communication, distinctive roles, etc. Okay, I'm sure there's some teams that you belong to, more sporting teams. So, three theories we're going to have a bit of a look at. First is linear theory. So, linear suggests, as it's in red there, being in a line. And a little bit of I did have an example of an activity I was going to do, but that's not really appropriate, so let's move on. So there's your 5 stages of group development according to Tuckman. Okay, so pre-group, everyone's kind of doing their own thing, kind of gone off and not really aware that each other exists. So then we get together, forming, we're now within the bubble. Okay, so we can see that we're interacting with other people, start to get to know each other. Next stage is storming, so inevitably there's going to be some sort of conflict within that group, which can be a good thing if it's handled properly. And then norming, so once that's settled down a little bit, people kind of set the group norms, which we'll look at a little bit later. And then performing, the group gets on with the job. Okay, a lot of the people who cite this will just use these 4 stages, but there is a 5th stage, so adjourning. Okay, so returning back to independence, so as you were. Okay, cyclical is pretty similar. Okay, so your group goes through birth, growth, and death. And then it's more focused on the terminal phase for things such as the lions, when the lions get together. Okay, so we know it's only going to be a short-term group, so we tend to be prepared for the group breaking up. Okay, pendular perspective, again very similar to the first one, the linear one. So a pendulum, like a pendulum, it swings from one thing to the other, so it's very much like the linear one, but you can go back through stages. Okay, so these stages, as you will see, are a little bit similar to the ones on the linear model. Okay, so linear on the right, pendular on the difference. Which ones are similar and which are different? So orientation, you can argue, is similar to forming. Differentiation and conflict, similar to storming. And norming and performing, resolution and cohesion. The difference with this one is it can actually go back a stage. Okay, and then you've got the journeying termination there. So going back might be like disputes, disagreements within the group, losing, like things like that might affect it. Okay, so group structures, you tend to have formal and informal structures within the group. So formal might be things like your captain or your coach. Informal might be things like positional stuff, scrum half, wing attack, goalkeeper, whatever. Okay, and these are being identified as different types of people that you might get within the group. Okay, so just have a think of them. Can you think of any groups that you might be in that might have these types of people in? So I'm sure you do. Number 3 is obviously not the best one to have in any group. So what do you think these mean within a group? Role clarity, role acceptance, role conflict, all very important. Role clarity, you need to be clear what you're doing. Okay, obviously if you're not sure, you're not going to do your job to your best of your ability. Okay, role acceptance, you're happy with what you're doing. Okay, you're not going to have a bit of a moan about it. You just get on with it and you see the team as being more important. And on the flip side, role conflict is where you're not happy, you don't accept it. Okay, so group norms then, the level of performance pattern or belief that is normal for your specific group. Okay, so you might be in a group that's quite high performing, hard working, that'll be the norm for them. Okay, if you're in a group that tends to be a bit lazier, then that'll be the norm for them. Okay, so things like team morals can be part of that. Okay, so for example, I'm going to show you this little clip. So if you go back onto blend space, the next box after this will be this clip related to team norms. Can you spot what the team norms are for this group?